So in Bungou Stray Dogs episode 2, we get a bomb scare at the actual armed detective agency, but in the end it was fake just to get Atsushi to join the actual armed detective agency, and it's kind of like, okay, because I liked how the whole idea of him kind of becoming this worthless human being, basically trying to speak to the actual like bomb in a sense, just saying, look, you got something to live for, you just don't die right now. You can see in his eyes, he didn't know what to say, he doesn't know what to do, but he's just trying to say anything that comes to his brain just for him not to do it, but in the end it's all just fake, and basically him to recruit him into the actual detective agency. So it was actually still pretty funny in that regard, but it's very outlandish, it's very out there kind of anime. It's not like an anime I'll probably say I've seen in a long while. If I was going to compare it to something else, I probably would compare it to Noragami mixed with Conquer Revolution, in a sense. It's basically a grounded version of that, in a sense. It's a more easy to follow version of Conquer Revolution, mixed with the humour you probably see in Noragami. The fact that actually all the humour itself is actually just really exaggerated and very, very, very out there, in a sense. The actual faces of Dazai and Doppel, you can see the humour straight away. It tells you straight away there's humour in this episode. But still, anything else, I never was once bored in this episode, because you see in the beginning, Atsushi is basically like, I don't think I'm good for this job, I don't think I can actually become a person in a detective agency, because I don't know if I can actually become a were-tiger, at the end is how to call it, at will. And it says he can't actually become this thing at will, so he's basically saying, look, I will become a danger, so there's no point in me actually going into the detective agency, just let me find a job, help me find a job somewhere else. And Dazai's all like, okay. And basically that's how the episode starts. And then it basically divulges to Doppel finding him, and Doppel saying to Dazai, look, you're having all these complaints, and it's basically like, him just like kind of spilling out all these complaints, and Dazai at the end going, oh my god, you can say different accents, I never knew this. It's kind of like, at that point you kind of realise this anime is freaking hilarious, because it's one of those things, it kind of juxtaposes quite like exaggerated like kind of scenes, and the whole scene with the actual like bomb in a sense, that whole scene was very like, it's very serious. And you had Dazai and Doppel's relationship kind of just like kind of melded in there as well, and it kind of just made you realise they actually juxtapose humour and drama pretty freaking damn well. And it actually works in its favour. In fact, I was laughing my arse off throughout the whole episode. And that whole scene with Atsushi basically trying to say, don't commit suicide, keep on going, you have something to live for, don't freaking damn worry. It was freaking hilarious. I was just like, this is so freaking great. And I also met two more of the detective agency like members, since we actually met Tanizaki and Naomi, in a sense, a basically brother and sister kind of combo, and they were still pretty freaking funny. I like Naomi. She's kind of that kind of character who's very, very, very attached to her brother. She's like really freaking attached. Like, it was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna calm down a little bit there, but still. It's very human. And we also met the actual like kind of president of the actual agency itself, Yukichi, who's also pretty freaking cool as well. You know, basically his whole service in the whole entire episode is basically say, oh, don't worry, I leave the actual kind of like decision to Dazai. I was kind of like, alright, at least we actually met him. But still, I never once, as I said in the beginning, I never once felt bored. I felt like this anime goes at a very, very steady pace. That kind of keeps you interested into the world itself. It doesn't actually kind of say, oh, here's your world, go forth, son. No, it kind of just gives you a load more characters in there that kind of actually makes the whole world more enjoyable. Makes the whole world just a bit more enjoyable to actually kind of go into, in a sense. I kind of feel like, if anything else, as I said previously kind of 3 times, the fact that actually the characters will actually drive the narrative across at quite a steady pace, they will be the kind of pinnacle for me of the anime. They actually help the narrative go across. If anything else, this might be an episodic kind of anime, but still, I'm not once bored. It's still freaking enjoyable. The pacing's great. I know, again, I'm not once bored. It's just, he knows what to do. The comedic timing is amazing. The actual animation is freaking beautiful at places, and I'm kind of like, I love it. I think it's one of those animes that might become one of those underground animes of the season. Maybe some people at first kind of are turned off by it, but I think maybe by the end of it, a lot more people might enjoy it, in a sense. I have a certain theory, it might become like Conquer Revolution. It might become that really freaking underground anime that no one actually really kind of enjoys, but by the end of it, people might actually like it and actually pick up more. But yeah, if anything, the bomb scare bit was funny, and I liked how Atsushi basically used himself as the kind of cover to actually kind of help the entire thing happen, since not to actually let anyone else die. It's kind of like, it's still pretty freaking funny, because he actually gave his life up, in the sense it all was pointless, because it's basically just a recruitment. But still, it was still pretty freaking funny. His whole reaction, that whole entire episode was basically the best thing. But yeah, and that was Bungou Stray Dogs episode 2. Pretty freaking great, I must say. I liked the introduction of the opening and the ending. The opening endings are freaking great. I like him. You're also getting the villain as well. The villain very, very briefly introduced at the end. So, yeah, I like it all around. It's really freaking great. So, with all that said, being Driver, if you leave a like, do leave a like. It does help me quite a bit. If you leave a sub, do leave a sub. It's helping quite a bit. But with all that said, being Driver, and I will see you guys later. Bye for now.